Hey guys, so today I wanted to cover something that I haven't covered in a while. And this pertains more probably to the children with autism and those types of exceptionalities where anyway, they might get taken advantage of. And that's what I wanted to talk about today is how do we help our kids not get taken advantage of? I know as an adult, I get taken advantage of a lot, or I would if I didn't know any better. um, but it made me think. It made me think about our children. And that's one life skill that we really need to impress on them. I remember when I used to teach consumer math to my children in the classroom, and I would explain to them that there are people out there that will take advantage of them. They may not give them the correct change when they go buy something, or overcharge them, or perhaps they might get swindled into buying something they don't need or want, and they'll feel like, like they have to. There's telemarketers that will call and will take advantage of people. The elderly are really vulnerable, and so our children are kind of like that. I mean, they might not have the capacity to say no because they have been raised in a way where they want to please, especially their elders, please other people. And so that kind of leads to a type of, wanting to please other people as they grow up and being a bit of a pushover and not stand up for themselves. So that's a life skill that's so important to teach our children is how do they stand up for themselves? And the best way to do that is really to be an example and to talk to them about it, especially when those situations arise. I think that, it cannot be taught enough. I think any child needs to be taught that. I don't think that it's just exceptional children, but ours are for some reason more vulnerable to that. That's why they're bullied more in school. That's why they are, taken advantage of. And so anyway, so today that was my public service announcement is to really work on teaching your children how to stand up for themselves without being disrespectful. And that's a key thing. It's how do you teach your children to stand up for themselves, but yet not be disrespectful? That's really hard because, yeah. And there are times when they're not going to want to do something, like in a classroom environment or in a job. And even in a job, where do you draw the line, right? If they're told to do something that's not, morally right, or it's not something that they should do, and they know better, then how do you stand up to, I'm making sure that my dog doesn't need to go out. How do you stand up to your employer? How do you stand up to someone who's an authoritative figure in your life? And so that is really the key thing. It's so important. And yet you have to respect your elders. You have to respect your boss. You have to respect your teacher. And so those are life skills that are really, they're called like gray areas. There's no black and white. And it just depends on what the situation is. And so how do you teach your child? I mean, that is really critical. And so I'm not pretending like I have all the answers, but I do wanted to pose that question to you so that you could be thinking about it and be thinking about your children. Are they the type of children that would go off with a stranger, for example, because they think that that stranger is an authoritative figure and they have to do what they say? That's a big one. I have seen videos of kids being let out of, playgrounds and all kinds of things, situations where the parent swore up and down they would not do it. There was one gentleman that does these videos, and he asked permission from the parent, of course, first. Then he goes to the playground and sometimes it's just a matter of saying, hey, you want to come with me? I have a puppy that I want to show you. Or I've lost my puppy. Can you help me find it? Or, hey, do you know how to get to, and one of the big things that I've been taught is to teach children that adults will never go to a child for help. I mean, that's never going to happen. And so But, our children are taught again to be respectful, to follow directions, and to obey, especially when it's someone who's older than them. So, yeah, those are things that you may want to consider talking to your children now about. And as they get older, they will learn. They will learn, hopefully, they will learn when it's the time to say no. All right, those are my thoughts for today. As always, good luck on your journey, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.